let's go ahead and get out of the way. What do you think about the ABS and the tournament?
Yeah, we talked this morning. I like it, and I was saying we don't have the minor leagues, so there's no better way to do this. The biggest difference is like we've trained on the umpires have trained on TrackMan all year, and the hitters have trained on TrackMan, and ABS is Hawkeye, so they're going to take measurements. So it's just going to be a different zone, um, but which is obviously not ideal. But I don't think there's a better way to do it if you want to get it in, because eventually we'll all have Hawkeye at all our parks, and ABS will be a part of the game. So there's going to be there's you could tell I had some opinions on it early on that I didn't mention, but just looking at it, it's just like it's never going to be perfect, and you got to do it, and it's coming, and eventually it will get to the point where it's a good system. So it's just ours happens to be in a tournament where teams are fighting to get better postseason positions or get in the postseason. Where in Major League Baseball they have the luxury of using the minor leagues, but again, we don't have any other way to do it, so I think it's a good thing.
How long had that maybe been discussed? Like, were you guys aware that this was coming down the pipe? And
We were aware it was discussed at head coaches meetings, but we have a Zoom on Tuesday to explain all the rules, so we get a better idea of it. So I know the only thing I know right now is what I've read in the media. Yahoo has a pretty good article on it that I read, summed it up pretty good. But we have a Zoom Tuesday, so I get further information on kind of exactly what it is.
are you going to then probably formulate some sort of plan?
Yep.
Like, will some guys get a green light in that sense, maybe? Or
We've talked to 4 different major league organizations already, just looking for strategic ways on how they do things. Every team is different. There's an element of team and unselfishness, right? There's one team we even talked to that if they had a player miss a pitch early on in the game in what was like a non-leverage situation, used it, everyone on the team got fined. So now I can't do that, or I would, but fine for a lot of stuff actually. But yeah, there will be a strategic element, and I spoke this morning to Rich about it. It's like, so if you're watching on TV and you're excited and it's, the third inning with nobody on and it's an 0-2 count and there's 2 outs and you thought for sure on TV that was a ball he should have challenged, there might be a strategic element to where you don't challenge in that situation. If you watch the Cubs and Reds last night, Cubs had 2 challenges in the ninth. Reds had 1. Reds used their 1 on a big punch out. So you want to make sure you use those in leverage situations and not run out. There's no perfect way. And especially in college baseball, you might get a leadoff walk because it leads to 7 runs, or you might not use it. So we're going to study and do the best we can, and that'll definitely be evolving as it becomes a part of our game.
From a pitching standpoint, is it something that you talk to your pitchers about? The psychology of you thought you might have had a punch out, and then all of a sudden you're having to come back in there and step in and regroup, or just kind of squeezing the strike zone even a little bit.
Well, we haven't talked to him about any of it yet,
right.
But yeah, I'm sure we will. We'll come up. We have some time to come up with a plan, and we're going to get a lot of those plans from people we know in the major leagues. So we know, like J.K.'s brother's hitting coach for the Cubs. Cliff knows a lot of people. I know a lot of people. So I think by the time we play, we'll have talked to at least 10 different people in major league organizations, and then try to form our own plan. So.
You talked about the strategic side of it, but just what about the continuity? Like you mentioned, different strike zone than what you used to. How do you adjust and kind of roll with that?
You just do, and it's the same for everyone. So it's I don't have the exact, I was looking at the dimensions, but you just try to play baseball and not make it a thing. I mean, we train swinging at strikes, so the biggest difference is by the rule of the law, and how TrackMan is used, a strike at the bottom of the zone on chest up and bender up is still graded as a strike, where in this case scenario it won't be. So it should theoretically make it a better zone for some of these guys that aren't. I think TrackMan's based on like a 6'1" height, if I'm not wrong. So whatever guys are in a standard launch position, it's not going to be too much different for them. But I think like a guy like Bender up and Chestnut, it actually changed the zone. So to be honest with you, I don't. Yeah, like I said, there's going to be flaws in everything, but.
So to be clear, you think that ABS will come to college baseball during the regular season at some point?
100%. Yep. I think we'll have Hawkeye here in the next few years, and I think ABS will become part of the game. SEC is on the forefront of making our game mirror professional baseball. They're ahead of everyone on it. They do an awesome job. They want us to be playing the same game. As long as we don't do like the 3 pickoff thing, I'm all for it.
How long have y'all had the Hawkeye system?
We
here?
don't have it.
Y'all
but
don't have
we
it.
will have it. From what we've been told, all the SEC teams will have it here in the next few years.
Is that like an affordable technology that programs across the country can get?
No,
or-
it is not.
Okay. Looking at this weekend, just what do you see from Ole Miss and just the team you're going to be facing?
I mean, they got really good starting pitching. They got some high octane in the bullpen. I mean, they got Elliott on Friday. He's a veteran. I remember facing him his freshman year in 2022, I believe. Hope I'm not wrong. I just remember him being really good. And then it was out with Tommy John, I think, one of the years after. And then just like from a physicality standpoint, they're a really big team. They got a lot of power. Coach Bianco's teams always play tough, play hard. Like they want guys that can strike you out and guys that can run the ball out of the yard and play good baseball. So they're always a tough opponent in what's a tough environment.
It's after 10 a.m., so what's the starting pitching rotation look like for you guys this week?
I don't wait till I post it. We'll go Darden on Friday, Sims on Saturday, and TBA on Sunday.
So what led to the change with Darden and why y'all went with him there in that position?
Yeah, I think he's done well this year. I think if you look at his stats and what he's done, and he's got experience starting, which maybe played a little bit of a role into it. And we're not gonna. This is not a situation like the buzzword. I feel like has been opener for a lot of you guys, which might be. But let me tell you a secret: if you're ever going to use an opener, you don't say it's an opener because you don't want the other team to prepare it, right? So you got one time to shock them. This is a situation where we want Darden to go out and get as many outs as possible. It's not. Tied to a certain amount. We just want to make sure, like, if it were a relief appearance, we get him out at the right time. But he's getting the ball, and we think he's done a good job, and I think it'll be good. And then Shane's role, to me, even increases and becomes more important. So Shane's today is pitching. So we're just trying to change up the feel and the look for him a little bit to get him going to have some consistent success.
With Shane, what do you foresee his role ultimately being, and how is he taking these conversations this week?
He was great. He's awesome. His role to me is, we want to get 4 to 6 innings out of him on a weekend. So however we can get that, we will, based on what he can do. So, when he comes in, where he comes in is to be determined. But this isn't like a situation where Shane hasn't had the year he's wanted to have. He hasn't had the year we've wanted him to have. He knows it, but it's not like it's like we need Shane to be good. So Shane is going to. We need to see how he does out of the pen and put him in situations that are going to be pretty big situations. We're not burying Shane Sadeo. Like, if anything, it's a different role, but it's going to be as important, if not more important, the role he's put in.
How much does Darden's starting experience that he had at Clemson maybe help him step into this kind of situation at this point of the season?
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe a little bit, but we've changed some things in his pitching arsenal and what he does and how he does things that's why he's had more success here than there. So I don't know. Maybe it helps a little bit. It's not it's not new. So yeah, I think sure, but I think Darden's one of those guys you just give him the ball and he's ready to go.
What do you think he's been most effective at in his game this season overall?
I think when he throws strike, his most effective, he's super competitive and he wants the ball. Now, when he's mixed that in with strikes and he really attacks hitters, his ability to get out, right-handed hitters or when it's on is really, really good. And then he's always trouble for lefties. So I just think he's super competitive, and when he throws with conviction in the zone, he's got good stuff, like really good sinker, really good slider. So.
How do you feel like Weston's handled the kind of TBA, could be anywhere in the weekend or could be kind of starting at the end thing, especially at a good outing last
It's been good. I think it keeps him, just, I won't say on his toes, but like we want him to be a pitcher. I don't want him to think of himself as a starter and be, I got to pitch on this day and this week. Like, it's not like you're a pitcher, man. When we give you the ball, you throw. If it's 1 inning, great. If it's 7, awesome. So I think Weston's, all these guys are great. Weston's handled everything really good, and so will Shane.
How's Nico continued to progress the last day or two since we talked to you?
Yeah, fine. We haven't done anything extensive. He's hit. He's played catch. He's taken like some stationary ground balls. He's done some high knees, very, very light jog, but he's progressing. But with a hamstring pull like that, just got to make sure you're smart and careful when you bring him back.
Chris as well?
Yeah, Chris is – I don't know if he'll DH or play second base. It's just going to depend on how that feels, but he'll hit for sure.
Anything else? 2 good teams coming down the barrel for this last 2 series of the regular season. How much does this start to feel like you guys are getting into the playoffs and mentally getting there right now in the regular season?
you really try to make it not that, right? And these games are important because of where you're going to be placed. But we haven't thought like that all year. Like, we haven't played like that all year. It's never been a topic of conversation. I don't talk to these guys about the postseason. I don't talk to them about any of that. We just talk about playing the next game, and it's our job to make that consistent message and continue. Like, we want to play just like we played Tuesday the same. We're going to play this weekend and next weekend the same, and then when the season's over, we'll see where we're at, and then we'll just continue on trying to have one-game win streaks. So it's really everyone knows what it is, but it's our job to make it not that. This should feel just like week 2 of the SEC, not 2 weeks to go.
I have one more on ABS. Just to think too, is this something that the SEC could go alone at and other conferences not have in a regular season?
I don't know. I know there's going to be NCAA rules involved with all of this, so maybe my prediction about us having it in the next couple of years might be wrong because NCAA might say if everyone's not using it. I don't know, but at the same time, we use the double base, and I think we're just trying to progress the game. So I'm probably what I say are just opinions and not factual. But again, as long as we don't do the 3 pick off the first base rule, which is crazy, then I'll be good.